we were taking pictures. This well-dressed African American came up to me and says, do you want me to do some push-ups for you?" And of course, I'm like, yeah, it's the same reaction that I had,
Sorry.
and I said, sure. So
We just have we have the fun part now, just
Yes.
to
Okay.
wrap it up in a nice way. Okay, so we're going to do a series of rapid fire, quick questions. Would you like to start?
Yes.
Yeah. So 3 words to describe yourself.
introvert, father, and husband.
Oh, that's so cool. Okay, and what's the first thing you do when you pick up a camera other than turning it on?
Well, then after I turn it on, I make sure that my settings are where they want to be, or need to be for what I'm going to be doing.
Checking the settings is also a very popular answer.
Exactly. If you weren't a photographer, what would you be?
Probably something to do with working in a physical environment. I mean, my day job was as a printer, and so I operated not only a dark room to make the coda lists, but printing presses. So I like that, working with mechanical devices.
And what's one of the most unexpected places that photography has taken you?
I can't even think of anything unexpected unnecessarily. I mean, some things just happen. Well, let's see. I've been surprised by going to certain things, being in a certain place, traveling, and coming across something that is really, interesting. Like a few years back, maybe 4 years ago, 5 years ago, we did a road trip out to the western United States and stopped at this small town in Montana. And it just so happens they were having their I don't know, I guess their small town annual festival. And so serendipitously, I came across a parade and a demolition derby and just had a blast. So I think that's just one thing, but it's when those kind of things happen, when you're just traveling and just kind of like on the road and something takes place.
Fair. 3 icons who have inspired you, photographers or not. That could be also.
Well, Garry Winogrand, Lee Friedlander, and then I would say probably Joel Sternfeld.
Cool. What's the last book you read?
Modern Instances by Stephen Shore.
Okay, interesting. What's the last photo you took with your phone?
Well, I took a picture yesterday of our dog, our golden retriever, it's winter time here, cold outside, and she was lying in a patch. We had a sunny day, and she was lying in a patch of sun next to the couch, and I took her picture.
I love to see it. Yeah,
Maybe
we'd love
later.
to see it, absolutely. And what's the funniest interaction you had during a shooting?
One of the funniest ones was in 1976 was the bicentennial year for the United States, and my good friend and I, who's another photographer, drove to Philadelphia because they had some big events going on. And one of the things, so we were wandering around the streets, and there was people were, all over the streets, and all kinds of different things going on. And we came across this kind of a street theater thing that was going on, and this well-dressed African American, we were taking pictures. This well-dressed African American came up to me and says, do you want me to do some push-ups for you?" And of course, Yeah, it's the same reaction that I had,
Sorry.
and I said, sure. So it's one, and I'm sure you may have seen it. It's this guy that's doing
Yes.
push-ups in front of and
Love that.
to this day, my good friend and I just crack each other up when we mention that. So
Eventually. You weren't expecting that, right?
Absolutely.
yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay, that's very cool.
What's your favorite camera?
My favorite camera, well, I was very partial to my Leica M2 that I used back then, which I don't have anymore. I sold it.
Oh
Um,
no.
so right now I'm in love with the Fuji X100 VI, I guess you call it,
Yeah.
and I love that little camera. A lot of people think it's analog too when I'm out using it. I have to show them the back of the screen and the screen on the back. But the nice thing about that for me is that it's a leaf shutter camera. So the flash syncs at all speeds. So you can use flash fill out in daylight. So
Okay.
that's my favorite camera right now.
Reflex or mirrorless?
Mirrorless. In fact, that's why in the film days I liked the Leica too. I didn't like the big clunk of SLR mirror flopping around.
Okay.
Yeah. Has photography ever helped you get through a tough time?
Yeah, sure. I mean, I suppose. Yeah, I would say that it's something that I love. So, if things are dark, um, it's something I can turn to, uh, get some kind of enjoyment, whether I'm looking at contact sheets, for example, or looking through old archive stuff, or just picking up a camera and going photographing nothing just to shoot. Yeah.
Okay. If your photography was a song, what song would it be?
Hmm. Song would it be?
Or what music
Wow.
genre would it be? We can
I,
broaden
I
it
I
up.
love so much different music. I mean,
I know.
I would say, okay, let's say I'm a big fan of soul jazz. Jazz music like Grant Green or somebody like that.
Okay.
So kind of a soulful R&B type jazz.
Okay, cool.
Okay, I think one last question.
Yeah.
If you could have dinner with any photographer ever, dead or alive, who would you choose?
Yeah, probably Robert Frank. I mean, he led such an interesting photographic life. I mean, he changed, and he was a cinematographer too. I mean, yeah.
Last, very, very last question. What do you believe in?
What do I believe in? Well, I believe in my existence here for however long it's going to be. Um, that's what I believe in.
Great.
That's amazing.
Thank you, Don. Thank you
Okay,
so much.
one last little game. We're
Okay.
going to do a this or that kind of situation where you just have to give us the answer. For further elaboration, we can pick it up later. So
Hmm.
just the option that you're choosing. Okay?
Okay.
Okay, let's
Sure.
go. Let's start with photography legends. So, Henry Cartier-Bresson or Garry Winogrand?
Wow. I'm going to say Winogrand.
Okay, Garry Winogrand or Daido Moriyama?
Garry Winogrand.
Okay, Garry Winogrand or Diane Arbus?
Garry Winogrand.
Cool. Garry Winogrand
I've
or
learned a lot from him. Yes.
Yeah.
okay, Garry Winogrand or Martin Parr?
Well, sorry, Mark. I think it's going to be Winogrand.
Yeah. Okay, Garry Winogrand or Steve McCurry?
Garry Winogrand.
Okay, Garry Winogrand or Dorothea Lange?
Wow. Huh. That would be a tough one. Um, Well, I'm probably more familiar with the broad work of Garry Winogrand and also his what he has said over the years, and not so much Dorothy. So I'd have to say Winogrand again.
Okay, one last choice. Garry Winogrand or Letizia Battaglia?
Garry Winogrand.
Cool, we have a winner. We have a 100% a
Yeah.
winner. Okay.
I've
For
been
sure, Garry.
pigeonholed. I've been pigeonholed.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah, absolutely. Okay, just another round so we can shake things up a little bit. And
Yes.
we're going with directors this time.
Directors of photography.
The directors and directors of photography.
Okay, perfect.
So we have Stanley Kubrick or Wes Anderson?
Oh, Stanley Kubrick. He's also a good photographer.
Exactly. Stanley Kubrick or Wim Wenders?
Wim Wenders.
Okay, Wim Wenders or David Lynch?
Wim Wenders.
Okay, Wim Wenders or Quentin Tarantino?
That's kind of a toss-up.
Oh,
I'll say Tarantino.
okay, Quentin Tarantino or Bong Joon-ho?
Tarantino.
Okay, Quentin Tarantino or Sofia Coppola?
Tarantino.
Okay, we have a winner. We have Quentin Tarantino as a winner for the cinema section. Okay, I'd say we have
Everything.
Yeah, we have everything so far, everything we needed, and it was a blast.
Like
We
always,
had-
like for the
good.
second
we
time.
had a blast.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, I would say we can wrap things up
Yes.
very nicely, unless you have anything else to add.
No, thank
Yeah,
you.
it was a
That's the only
pleasure.
thing
It was a
I-
pleasure.
absolutely.
Okay,
Okay, Don. Thank you so much again.
thank you.
And we
Yeah.
hope you had fun as much as we
Yeah,
did.
I did.
Yeah.
Hope
Okay.
I hope it's something worthwhile out of it.
Absolutely.
Absolutely, 100%.
That's not a problem at all.